Yo guys, what is up with you? One of the prize picks and match prediction video on the channel. And today we are going to cover the Uruguay versus Colombia semifinal matchup that we have for Wednesday. And as you see by today, Argentina did qualify to the final after beating Canada. And now we're going to see a very close matchup. And I've been looking at the odds and they're almost identical for each. Uruguay was like plus 185, Colombia plus 190. Then draw was plus 185. So everything's looking to be like a very close matchup. And it is also looking like it might come out to be exactly like what we saw in Uruguay versus Brazil, was like 0-0, no one scored. But the difference I see here is that both of these teams have proven to be able to score. Brazil was pretty much flat offensively. They didn't really find a rhythm all tournament except that one match against Paraguay, but that was pretty much it. So right here, we're going to see two teams, probably I think the two teams that scored the most goals so far. Colombia beat Panama 5-0. Uruguay, I believe their highest win was like 3 goals, I believe. But the thing right here, I think is very close. I think it very potentially could go against penalties again. But my lean though, my slight lean is on Colombia to win. I don't know. I feel like Colombia is a lot stronger at the after beating Panama 5-0. But the other thing is that Uruguay did beat Brazil in penalties, so they're also flying high. But again, I think I have just like a slight lean towards Colombia. I think they're a little bit more offensively. They found themselves offensively a bit more. But like I feel like it's very minimal. Maybe I'm just like hopefully rooting for Colombia, but I feel like it's a slight lean on Colombia. But now let's go ahead into the prize picks, and we see right here Darwin Nunez, 3.5 shots is a demon, but we have a regular. We don't have regular ones, but the other demon is 4.5, which is weird because Brazil he had 3, United States 1, then Bolivia and Panama 7 and 5. 3.4 shot seems a bit high. It is a demon though, so with it being a demon, I can see him getting over 3.5 shots. But again, I feel like that's a tough ask for him, especially in what I said. I feel like it's gonna be a very close game. But if it was like a 4.5, I'll take the under, something like that. Although shots on target, I do like. I know he hasn't had a shot on target since the Bolivia game. He had against Panama, Bolivia. But I like this Goblin. Again, he is their main striker. He is going to start for sure. All eyes are on him to score for Uruguay if they are looking for anyone. But that's another one that I like. Goblin, 14.5 passes right here. I do like the under. As you see against Panama is the only time he ever got over 14.5. Against Bolivia, US, and Brazil, 10, 11, 11. And the reason for that, he's more of a guy that's going to grab the ball, push the ball to offensively and look for a shot. So I do see him getting the under on 14.5 here. Again, like I said, I feel like it's going to be identical game to almost Brazil, where like both teams might not even score. But yeah, I like the under on 14.5 passes attempted. And now we're going to go ahead and see Fede Valverde, 44.5 passes attempted is a line for him. Against Brazil, he had 41, United States 52. So the only match he didn't get over this line is against Brazil, as you see right here. Against Panama, Bolivia, and US, he got over this line. But the thing that I like about this one is it's very telling that his game against Brazil, obviously it's very close game. And like I said, I'm looking at this game on almost the exact same light. I think it's gonna be super close. So I definitely see him maybe getting under, but it's a slight lean, of course. But I definitely see this game going very close. Similarly, I mean, both these teams drew with Brazil 0-0. Colombia versus Brazil, or was it 0-0, 1-1? I don't remember. But Colombia drew with Brazil, and then Uruguay drew with Brazil. So I see this game going, again, 0-0 or 1-1 at most. So I do like the under 44.5 passes attempted for him. And then we are going to go ahead and look at some of the defenders for Uruguay. Ronald Araujo. And you see right here, 1.5 fouls. Obviously, he's a very aggressive defender. I don't know that I like this one much. But One that I do like is 46.5 passes for Uruguay. This one is oddly high. You see against Brazil he had 20, although um, against United States he had 39, Bolivia 74, and then Panama 31. So you can see that he doesn't really get over this line much overall. And like I said, I feel a game almost identical to Colombia, so I think he'll get under on 46.5 passes attempted for him. And now we are going to go ahead and see the Colombia props right here. So Colombia. And the one I want to start is what I feel like the hottest, the guy that's on fire right now, which is James Rodriguez. We've seen him get so many assists already, and 37.5 right here. Passes attempted is the line. But Panama, of course, that was an easy game for them. Against Brazil, he only 36. Costa Rica 39, Paraguay 60. It's a very tough one. Like I said, I see this game being very close, very similar to the ones they had against Brazil. So 37.5 is a tough call right there. You see 36 against Brazil, Panama 36. And even against Costa Rica, he only had 39. But I feel like I slightly like the under on this one. Like I said, super close game. But I do like the under on 37.5 passes attempted. And then we see another one of shots for him. He's taking us at least one shot since the Paraguay game. So Paraguay, Costa Rica, Paraguay 2, Costa Rica 1, Brazil 3, Panama 1. 1.5 shots is right here. Although I do like the under here. Like I said, I think I like this to be a very close game, very tough, physical, stuck in midfield. No one really giving up. Everyone kind of just. I feel like teams are both of these teams are just gonna come out not to commit an error, not necessarily to come out and win. But I do like the under on 1.5 shots for James Rodriguez right here. And then we're gonna go ahead and look at some of the attackers, and obviously we have to talk about Luis Diaz right here. Only one shot against Panama and Brazil. So the two easier games, Costa Rica and Paraguay 3-2. Although Panama was an easy game as well, but it was also an elimination match. So 2.0 is the line, and I do slightly like the over on this one. For him to get one against Panama, against Brazil, I feel like he's due to get a more multitude of shots. Although I feel like Uruguay's always been a strongly defensive team. But 2.0 shots is the line, and I'm taking a slight lean on the over right there. 22.5 passes attempted. As you see right here, he hasn't gotten over this line at all. So I'd have no reason to believe that he'll get over on this one. Against Brazil, he got close, and then Paraguay and Costa Rica, obviously 21-21. But I feel like this game is going to be a lot closer than the Panama game, of course. And, Costa Rica and Paraguay had 21. So I don't think he's going to have as much touches. Like I said, it's going to be a game more stuck in midfield. Against Brazil, he had 20. So I do see him getting under 22.5 passes attempted on the day for the matchup. And then I'm going to cover just a few more for Colombia. So we have John Arias right here on 0.5 shots and 1.5. So he only had one against Panama, one against Brazil. But we have a goblin here, which is... Even this goblin, I don't love too much. Like you see against Costa Rica and Paraguay, Paraguay he had 0, but he had 1 in the last 3 matches. But again, 1 is, I know he's averaging 1, but I'm too convinced. Although I'm not too against taking the 0.5 goblin. Although it's not one that I'm willing to play right there for him. And then Divier Machado right here. What we're going to see is tackles 0 against Panama, 1 against Brazil. I do like this goblin here, though. Like I said, I feel like it's going to be a very close game, very stuck in midfield. And I do like a lot of tackles from both teams. So that's one of the reasons why I do like the over, or I like this goblin on here. Although the 2.0 is kind of a little bit weird. Obviously, if he gets 2, you don't necessarily win. So I like the 1.5 goblin right here, and then fouls 2.5. I do like the under right here. You see it's a very popular prop right now, 2.5, because he has not committed a foul in any of the games except against Brazil. And so this kind of gives you a little bit of leeway. He commits 2 fouls. He's still under the line. So I really love this, taking the under on this one. It's a nice prop that you're going to probably see, look at and see that, it's hard for him to commit over 2.5 fouls out of nowhere. Although it is possible. Like I said, it's going to be a tough physical game. But at least you have the... that kind of that gap, or that, safe space of him committing 2 fouls and him still being on the under. So again, a lot of these, you're going to see, or if you went and saw a slip that I posted for the Argentina versus Canada game, I took nothing but unders, which was not on PrizePicks. It was on Underdog Fantasy. Took a bunch of unders, and it was like a 6-man parlay, and it hit. But I feel like the reason why I like that when they the reason I took the unders was these games are so close that these lines are, exaggerated a little bit. As you see right here, he has 4.5 tackles for Daniel Munoz. And it's not likely for him to hit another over 4.5, although against Costa Rica and Brazil, he had 6, 9, and 6. But again, you're looking at these games to be a lot more close, considering they are, elimination games. But, the games tend to be so close that guys don't get as much touches, guys don't get as many passes. As you see in this one, Daniel Munoz, 34.5 passes is the line. He got over it on Costa Rica and Paraguay, which are teams they are clearly better than. But Brazil and Panama, obviously they're better than Panama, but obviously it's still elimination game. Teams, when they're up by 3 or 4, they're going to sub out their best players. Or, Panama, probably try to attack. But, like I said, against Brazil, 30. So I do like the under and 34.5 passes for Daniel Munoz right here. But yeah, with this, I leave you guys this video. And this is a Copa America video. Nearing the end of the tournaments, a little bit of sad, bitter, ending. But yeah, we're going to try to make the most of it with these last few remaining games. And then we're probably going to have 2 finals, this Sunday, I believe. So yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, keep commenting. Let me know which props you guys like, which ones you don't like, which ones you need help with, and I'll do my best to reply. So let's go ahead and see what happens. And thank you guys for everything.